Hey guys, this is another fun, weird, and eclectic live show from WrestleCon. It is the second of the second of the series. So next week we will be heading back to the regular show in the regular format. A couple of notes from the show itself. Mr. Hughes, who joins us and had a weird long finger that didn't bend, which I couldn't stop looking at the whole time while he was on stage. He talks about his school, and I just did a show with A.R. Fox, a wonderful wrestler, and he has told me that he bought the school from Mr. Hughes, and now he's training at that school. I think it's the W4 school, so if you live in Atlanta, go train with A.R. Fox. Also, Marty Jannetty comes on the show, and you'll hear. And maybe like last week, I thought about editing it out, but I didn't, so you're going to enjoy it. Also on the business front, I've added 2 live comedy shows with Brendan Burns in Newport and Cardiff, Wales, July 8th and 9th. You can check out the details at ColtCabana.com if you want to come and see those and laugh your dick off or vagina. Anything can be laughed off. They're going to be great. All right, let's do this live show.
This is The Art of Wrestling with professional wrestler Colt Cabana. It's Colt Cabana.
Come on in, sit down, relax. You're about to listen to The Art of Wrestling, a professional wrestling podcast. It's a live podcast. It's a personal journal. It's an entryway into the minds, the souls, the hearts, and the lives of the people involved in the world of professional wrestling. I am your host. My name is Colt Cabana. Hello, everybody. I'm a guy who sits at a table and takes pictures for money now. That's what I do for a living. I'd like to think, most importantly, though, I am a professional wrestler, and I am not sitting here live in my studio. Hey, in Chicago, Illinois. No, I am at WrestleCon 2017 at the Hyatt Regency, biggest hotel of all time. Can we all agree about that? Doing a live podcast sponsored by the Podcast Movement, which will be in Anaheim, California, August 25th through the 27th, in front of a live studio audience. That is you guys, correct. You're so smart. Before we go any further, this is a fan-supported and listener-supported podcast supported by people just like you. We give it to you free of charge every single Thursday. ColtCabana.com, iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever you get your podcasts from. A couple great ways that you can support, rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes. Tell a friend. Let somebody know. Tweet it out. Facebook it out. The best way that you can support, though, ColtMerch.com, DigitalColt.com. I would send you to ColtMerch.table.booth./WrestleCon. But I think we're calling it a day after this. T-shirts, buttons, pictures, posters, DVDs, digital downloads. I got micro brawlers. I got a whole new revamped Colt merch. I think you'll love it. ColtMerch.com, DigitalColt.com. We always start out these live shows. I like to have a fun, I don't want to say a second man, but a buddy maybe, to come out here and help me. And I'm going to introduce my buddy for the show who's going to hang out with me during this podcast. You know him from the Marty and Sarah Love Wrestling podcast and just overall stand-up comedy funny man, Marty DeRosa.
Thank you. Thanks, Colt.
Yes. Marty, have a seat.
Thanks.
Yes, you're welcome.
It's good to be here. Hey, everybody.
You've been working hard. This is your stage.
I've been working real hard. There's been a whole bunch of people on this stage.
Who have you been talking to?
Rock and Roll Express, Jeff Jarrett, Dutch Mantel, Molly Holly. We had the Genius come up here and do a poem.
Who do you think liked you the best? Like, who did you bond with?
I gotta say, Jeff Jarrett and I have this thing.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? We had some drinks with each other last year, and it's just like seeing like kind of that crazy friend of yours where you're like, oh, here he is.
Yeah.
And he's got that look in his eyes. Like, at first I think he's going to kill me, and then he's like, hey, how are you?
Right.
So that's fun. And Conan was very cool to see again.
Awesome.
What about you? Who have you seen this year that you liked?
I mean, I've hung out with everybody, and I'll tell you what, I didn't talk to him. I was a little too scared, but Outback Jack was pretty close to me, and I was like, holy shit, that's Outback Jack. And they say that his theme music was like super racist.
Was it?
Tie me no, it was sang by a pedophile, I believe.
Okay.
Tie me kangaroo down. Who was it? Norm Connors? Oh, Rolf Harris, yeah. Rolf Harris. Because there's a couple, was he Australian or European? Australian and London. I did a show in England with Brendan Burns, who's an Australian who did comedy in England. And I kept calling him Ralph Harris, and his name's Rolf Harris.
Rolf.
Like the Muppet.
Okay.
Okay.
And he's not a good dude?
Apparently he is not a good dude.
Okay.
Yeah. But his song was playing over WWF television, and that's what made us happy. Let's get some guests out here and talk to some people, right? You guys excited? I got some fun guests lined up. First to the stage, why not? Let's start out with a bang. He was part of the Mean Street Posse, and people say, we look exactly alike. Please welcome Pete Gas to the stage.
I see the resemblance.
Do we want to get a picture? Should we get a picture moment right here? Hold on.
Look at this. Colt's big brother. Colt and Clint Cabana.
And
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
This is Marty. Take a seat, Pete.
My brother from another mother.
Man.
I know. Even like I grew out a beard, and then you're like, I got to grow out that Cabana beard, right?
Yeah. Pretty much. I'm just a lot older than you, that's all.
No. Pete Gas, hi.
How you doing?
Okay, let's get that microphone
Sorry.
right in there.
I'm not used to holding a microphone.
Yeah, you weren't really a promo guy, were you?
It wasn't by choice.
Oh, did
They just wanted me to get my butt kicked.
Did I pick the wrong guy to come on and do the podcast?
No, we're good.
Did you ever have promos where you guys were cutting promos?
Oh, sure. Yeah, we did vignettes, all sorts of stuff. But yeah, we did promos, absolutely.
And did you feel like, yeah, I'm a talker, I can do this?
I was scared as hell.
Yeah.
But once you get used to it, it's like everything else in the business, you know?
Did you have Brooklyn Brawler yelling at you?
Yeah, where is he?
Yeah, he would do that to me. He would yell at me in the
He
promo
always yelled
room.
at me.
So I get it.
I thought he was here.
So, okay, we got to hear the story of like, you're just a dude friends with Shane, and then you become part of the biggest era of professional wrestling.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy. So Shane asked us to do more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Shane asked us to do a couple vignettes for him. Actually, he called it a favor. He said, come on, Sunday, dress preppy, and do these vignettes.
Wear your best sweater vest.
Yeah. I never owned one before. I had to go out and buy one. And he said that he wanted us to go and talk about how we grew up. And they had a script from that the writers wrote, and he ripped it up and he threw it in the garbage. He said, F that. He goes, I want you to tell stories about when we were kids, getting in fights and running from the cops, and they're going to cut it up and you're going to be on Raw. And then it snowballed from there. And the whole thing about how it happened, it's really unique because we got thrown into the business with these guys are the best in the business. And we had no training. We had never took a bump.
Right.
And here we are getting in the ring with these guys, and it's kind of like if they said, if you go to the NFL and go block Warren Sapp, and you never knew how to even get in a 3-point stance.
Piece of cake.
Right.
No problem. For me, that's just me, though.
Right.
Natural athlete, you know.
That's why I do remember as a kid, like when you guys would get thrown out of the ring or something like that, it always looked to me like a little different. I'm like, wow, it looks a little different. And then I'm like, oh, because they were literally getting thrown out of the ring.
Right.
There wasn't any of that. I know how to break my fall. Because you guys would violently get thrown out of the ring.
Oh, no question.
It wasn't like you were the ones that would go over the top and like your heads would get caught on the bottom rope, or
Yeah.
some guys fall and they kind of land in one section. You guys would land in like 4 different sections, and then another one of you on top of the other one. It was never fun.
Always. It was unbelievable. We just knew that we had to put on a good show. Like the first thing we knew was we didn't want anyone to get hurt on our watch. And then the second thing was to put these guys over, and that was the biggest thing, But
I like. Hey, can you do us a favor? Like, hey, can you do me a small favor?
Oh.
Can you be on my global television show and become a huge star and make a shitload of money? Can you just do that favor for us?
Yeah. So, and then, by the way, 2 weeks, about 10 days after WrestleMania, we go back into his office because he wants to talk to us again. And he hands us each an envelope. We're like, what's this? He says, it's your pay. Like we're idiots. Like we didn't know what it was. We thought we were doing him a favor.
Yeah.
Like, hey, can you move this dresser with me type deal? You know, like that's how we handled it, So it was, the truth is, though, we ended up getting really good heat right away with the crowd. And, yes, we got our initial break because of our friendship with Shane. But the truth is, if we didn't get that heat, there's no way Vince would have kept us on that long.
Right.
3 years?
Yeah.
So it was that reaction, because you guys know as well as I do that it's all about getting a reaction from that crowd. That's what puts people in. Hi, Victoria. Love you more.
I was like, who is this asshole heckler? It's Victoria. Thanks, Victor. Well, that's what we're here to. And so a lot of these stories are in your book, Pete.
Yeah.
And you put out a book. Can you plug that a little for us?
Yeah, it's called Looking at the Lights. It's written by me and John Robinson. He's done a lot of books for WWE. And it's funny how it just turned out where...
It's this crazy tale of how you became this giant star.
Well, no one in this room or in the business has our story where they never took a bump and parlayed it into 3 years.
Right.
You know?
Goldberg, maybe.
Well, that's a good point.
How
Got me on that one.
How bummed are you, though, that you guys never got an action figure?
Really bummed.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Well, we weren't allowed to. They had T-shirt designs because I knew the guys that did it. T-shirt designs. We weren't allowed that. We weren't allowed action figures.
Why not?
I don't. Because Vince didn't want us to get any special treatment. Because back then, not every single person gets an action figure or a T-shirt. So he didn't want us to have it because then we would have really had heat in the locker room.
Right.
You know.
I would agree with that, but there's some weird T-shirts from that era. Yeah. Where are you at on the internet, Pete?
What's that?
Where are you at on the internet?
I'm on Twitter at IamPeteGas and just on Facebook and
where
Instagram and all.
And where? Sorry, Instagram.
Instagram, yeah.
And where can they
Not
buy
much
that
on
book?
it.
Where can they buy your book?
Amazon, Barnes and Noble.
Nice.
Over there, table over there. I got a few left.
Perfect.
I'm surprised how good it sold, though. I was really happy with that.
Awesome.
So
That's
thank
great.
you if you guys bought it.
Pete Gas, ladies and
Right on,
gentlemen.
Pete.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, man. I like the idea of all the Mean Street Posse guys showing up to the arena in like khakis and a shirt and everything. Then they take that off and then they put on khakis and a shirt to go to the ring. Like it's just like, oh no, those are my work khakis. These are my relaxing khakis.
Special spandex
Yeah.
K&H khakis.
You gonna read that book?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes. He sent it to me. His publisher sent it to me. I'm
You
super
get so
excited.
many books sent to you. You know what
Well.
he does? He goes, "Do you want this book? I don't read." Okay.
Shh,
But that
Marty.
one,
Marty,
you're gonna.
I looked at the pictures. They were great
There
pictures.
you go.
Yeah. Okay, we have another guest. We're
Yes.
here at WrestleCon, WrestleMania season. Why wouldn't we have on our next guest the bodyguard of the stars?
Ooh.
Mr. Hughes is coming on. Mr. Hughes, ladies and gentlemen. There he is.
Mr. Hughes.
Is it sunny in here, guys? Hey, Mr. Hughes, here's your microphone. Have a seat. Okay, come on in.
How you doing, man? How you doing?
Great to have you on.
All right.
How you doing?
Blessed.
Listen, I remember those Big Cat days.
Oh yeah.
All right.
The AWA television, then on to the Clash of the Champions.
You and the Night Stalker.
Yeah, but you're really,
Long time ago.
but you love like the idea that you were this bodyguard to all these guys, right?
Well, you know, you got to do in professional wrestling. You know, it's like this. Whatever niche that gets you in the game, that's what you got to do. I started out as using Curtis the Cat Hughes, coming out of college at K-State. K-State was the K-State Wildcats, so I took that mascot and tried to stick it with me as Curtis. So anyway, long story short, I got trained by Bob Geigel. Good old school,
That is
old-timer.
old school. Good Lord.
Showed me a lot of good, interesting stuff that helped me in my wrestling career. 30 years, by the way, which
Yeah.
was a couple of weeks ago. 30-year anniversary, folks.
Look at this guy.
Been in this business. And out of that 30 years, I trained a lot of people. Have a wrestling school. I trained Apollo Crews, Heath Slater, Moose, A.R. Fox, whole bunch of people.
Yeah, you know, as you know, I'm independent wrestling. That's where I'm at. I travel all over the world, and it's always wild where I've seen different patches and pockets of where the wrestlers come from, and I'll wrestle on the East Coast and West Coast. But there's always this group of wrestlers who seem to come from Georgia, who seem to come from your school, who you're training, and like they're always amazing. And like you said, Heath Slater, Apollo Crews, Moose, A.R. Fox,
Sam
Jonathan
Shaw.
Gresham, right?
Yep. Sam Shaw, Jonathan Gresham, Kiera Hogan, whole bunch of folks. Trained a lot of people. Matter of fact, there's two of them going to be in tomorrow at WrestleMania. That over the top rope Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that. I'll tell you, that's the most exciting thing to see a couple of your students on WrestleMania, because everybody that joins, you know, all you people, you watch wrestling, you've been watching it, you wouldn't be here. You're big fans, right?
You guys like wrestling, right?
Yeah, you guys like wrestling.
Just making sure.
You know, and some people want to do this stuff, you know, and it's fun, but you got to find the right teacher, you know, the right trainer to show you how to do this stuff right. And if you get the right one, he can show you what you need to do, and you can go to the next level and make a ton of money and have a whole bunch of girlfriends.
Do you have like a teaching passion?
I love it. Trust me, I love teaching people how to wrestle. I really do.
Mr. Hughes, I wouldn't like, if I'm thinking of like who would be like a great trainer, like in my head, just watching you on television, I would never be, Mr. Hughes would be this great trainer. Yeah. But you have this passion for it.
I really do. I'm blessed to teach people. And one of them is to teach them some knowledge of professional wrestling, which I've been doing for 30 years. I know how to do it. If you've been there, you know how to teach people how to wrestle. You got a lot of people that open up schools and they can't teach their freaking animal how to freaking do anything. But if you're trying to get to the big level of professional wrestling, you got to get taught right. Because some people think they go to a place that's going to show them how to do it right, and they leave and they don't know anything. You guys seen some of the stuff that's going around the world. It's garbage. Sorry if I hurt your feelings, but I'm telling you the truth. And if in professional wrestling, if you don't have old-timers like myself, or what you call, not old-timers, but legends,
there you go,
that keeps the old-school wrestling alive, then a lot of you people won't be sitting in those arenas anymore. And so that's what I do. I teach people the old-school method of professional wrestling, where there's entertainment involved, but it's still working wrestling holds and entertaining the fans out there, so you don't get up and go smoke a cigarette. You feel me?
I feel you.
Are you a guy like you're at the grocery store and you see someone who's like 6'7", just stacked with muscles, or you're like, oh, wait a second, I got to talk to this guy?
Well, no, they come talk to me.
Oh, okay. There you go.
You know, and they pretty much ask me and say, well, you know, I heard you have a school.
Right.
I understand you train a whole bunch of these people. What do I need to do to be a professional wrestler? First of all, you got to be hungry to be a professional wrestler.
You say that at the grocery store? You got to be hungry?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I also like to think he's wearing this at the grocery store, just walking down the aisle with the sunglasses at night, full suit.
100%.
But bottom line is, man, you know, these things like this, these WrestleCons and WrestleCades and all these wrestle things that these people put on, if they didn't have this stuff, a lot of us couldn't see the other wrestlers that we used to beat up. And, of course, we couldn't see you fans that go buy tickets to come support us. And I'll tell you, every one of you sitting out here and everybody that's walking around, I want to say personally, thank you all very much for being some loyal wrestling fans. I appreciate that.
Very good.
We got to keep these fans coming to come see us, because without you souls, there would not be no professional wrestling. You understand? So thank you all for coming.
Mr. Hughes, ladies and gentlemen. Mr.
Let him train you.
Thank you very much. All right.
Hey, before we continue, let's thank a sponsor, a brand new sponsor, Smile Direct Club. It's like the Bullet Club, but for your teeth. Oh, I'd love if Pro Wrestling Tees started putting out Smile Direct Club shirts. Maybe in the future, but hey, don't pay a fortune to get a smile that you'll love. Smile Direct Club works directly with state-certified dentists and orthodontists to send custom invisible aligners straight to your door in convenient monthly shipping. Correct. There's no expensive in-office visits or embarrassing wires. All right, I had braces as a kid, and that whole experience was brutal and a little bit traumatizing. This is much easier. And now I got a tooth in my very back that's turning, so I look forward to going through this process myself. Other invisible aligner brands can cost up to $5,000. Smile Direct Club are 70% less. And you can save even more with insurance or FSA. 2 ways to pay, $1,700 with a single payment. They'll waive the lab costs, or $250 down, $99 a month for 17 months. To get started, it's $95 for an at-home impression kit, but I'll save you 50% with a special offer just because I'm good like that. Just go to SmileDirectClub.com and use the promo code COLT'S if you're interested in straightening that smile. That's SmileDirectClub.com. Use the code COLT and get 50% off your evaluation today. Psst, it's only available in the U.S., except North Carolina, because I think Ric Flair is leading the charge in crooked teeth. So North Carolina, just blame the Nature Boy. All right, let's get back to the show.
One thing I've noticed is as our guests keep coming, they're getting more and more formally dressed. You know, you had Pete Gas in the khakis and the vest.
Yeah.
Then Mr. Hughes comes up in a full tie. So
Should we see what our next guest is wearing?
I can't wait. He's probably wearing a tuxedo.
Let's welcome the formally dressed Marty Jannetty. He's just got a Braves jersey on.
There we go.
Hey, Marty.
What's up, man?
Hey, how y'all doing? How's everybody? Y'all going to join in with me on this one? We all going to have some fun? All right, see y'all later.
See, he got his pop. He's out the door.
That's them done.
He's out the door. Marty, great to have you on.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
It was great meeting you yesterday. Can I tell about the strip club?
Please tell him about the strip club. I'm okay with it.
No, my Boston wifey's over there.
Marty, I want to talk to you about. Hold on, I've got. Oh, Mr. Hughes forgot his phone.
Could someone go get me? Hey, there he is.
And mine's ringing. Let me make sure it ain't my Detroit wifey.
Marty's got a call.
Should have turned it off.
Marty.
It is her.
Marty, talk to me
Is
about.
this being televised somewhere?
No, you're good.
She
Marty.
got mad about my Boston wifey.
Marty.
That's the problem with having a lot of wifeys.
Marty.
When they find out about each other.
Marty.
My Mary Kate wifey's right here in front row.
Marty. Marty, talk to me about the Wrestle Rock Rumble. You were in the studio throwing down some. You were singing, man.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't singing.
Are you a singer?
I got kicked out. They almost fired me from wrestling over that video.
Just because of that video?
It was named, we're the Midnight Rockers, Sean and Marty. We love to wrestle, we love to party. But you ain't got to worry, we ain't going to fumble, because we going to be doing the Wrestle Rock Rumble.
And then Vern Gagne goes, perfect.
Let me see everybody out. This is what I call a woofty-woof. Let me see everybody out there hit a woofty-woof.
This is a thing.
Somebody got to take a picture of that later.
Did we get a picture? Because
Will you take a picture of everybody? All right, one more woofty-woof in the house. Yeah.
Where is this your thing? Marty, how come you never did this on television?
What's that?
This woofty-woof.
Because Sean wouldn't let me.
Jesus.
I mean, Sean had control of Vince, and that's pretty much
That would have been amazing if after Sean put you through the barbershop window, they showed that camera you bleeding, and you went,
woofty-woof.
Come out. You didn't hurt
Vince
me.
would go, God damn it, he ruined everything.
He didn't put me through the window, though. Like Bobby Heenan said, he jumped through, he was scared.
That's right, that's right.
Okay, we're here WrestleMania weekend. I remember.
I don't know why the rappers do that thing. I can't keep the mic. How do they do it?
Hey, put it right to your mouth.
Yeah.
Your WrestleMania moments. You told a story. Can you tell this one again? Do you remember? What was the one at the WrestleMania breakfast moments last year?
I can't. I got to do that again tomorrow.
They won't be here.
Y'all ain't coming tomorrow?
So you kind of took us through your WrestleMania history. You had your match against Akeem and Bossman, the Twin Towers.
Yeah. Is that the one? You want me to tell the whole thing?
Sure.
Yeah, I might as well, because my buddy Donald Trump, let me see how many cheers I get. Donald Trump. Let me hear the boos.
Boo.
All right.
Yeah, Donald's good, man. Y'all just got to give him a chance. I mean, look, he everybody says he's an idiot, but he won the presidency. That's a real big idiot, right?
We here at the Art of Wrestling podcast do not endorse the comments said by Marty Jannetty.
All right. So, again, you're in the ring with Akeem and the Big Boss Man. Go.
Okay. WrestleMania 5, it was mine and Sean's first one. And, you know, that's the Super Bowl. It's like this thing, right? And it's kind of, you've made it. So, you know, we always tried to put on the best match. We always wanted, as they call, steal the show. And we were all excited, but didn't know who we was going to wrestle with or work with until the day of. And Vince came over and says, guys, I'd like to tell you about your match. And I'm like, okay, yeah, who we got? He goes, Big Boss Man is now going to be Akeem. Or, I'm sorry, it was One Man Gang is going to be Akeem. So we're like, okay. Big One Man Gang or Akeem, remember when he did that? He's 6'7", but 380 pounds. So, okay, who's this tag team partner? This new guy coming in, Big Boss Man. Big Boss Man is 6'6", about 400, 350. And me and Sean are the two littlest guys in there. Davey Boy Smith, you know, when they call us for a match, Davey Boy Smith would go around like, where's the fucking midgets? The midgets are up. Where the rockers? The midgets. The midget match. And so the midgets had to take on the biggest tag team in there. We were nervous as they were like, what can we do with that? What are we going to do with, I had to think, what they call them, the Twin Towers or something?
Yeah.
Twin Towers.
Never forget.
So Sean and I came to each other and said, you got any ideas? And he told me, he says, well, listen, you always come up with the ideas. I said, let's go get drunk. and this is not a good story. Everybody's just looking. Are y'all not liking it? You want me to stop now? It gets worse. So we start having a few drinks in the casino. It was at Trump Towers, and we're down there having a few drinks. Sean's got his wife, real wife, not a wifey, his real wife, and I got my wifey with me. And he says, me and him just pounding down the drinks, going like, what the hell are we going to do with them? And he finally, he's just like, look, I got to go take care of the wife. She won't get mad. So he takes off, goes upstairs. And this was kind of cool. This is like the night before. My wifey and I start walking around, and she wants to play, the games, the casino games. And this to me was cool as hell. Can y'all understand? Or am I mumbling? Can y'all understand?
No, I got you.
You're good.
Okay.
Sounds great out there.
What's that?
Sounds good. Don't worry.
All right. So anyway, we're walking around the casino doing stuff. And we met Donald that day because he does a photo. He takes pictures with everybody. And he had come up to me and Sean. He goes, I'm big fans of y'all. So he shakes our hand. Will y'all take a picture with me? And then we did. And at that time, it wasn't President Trump. It was just, this was the owner of the casino. So not saying that's, not a good big deal, but it wasn't a big deal. It was like, oh, okay, how you doing? Took a picture. And he was telling us about how big a fan he was. And as we're walking away, I'm like, he don't know who the hell we are. He's putting a show on. That's all he's doing. But which I thought was, well, that's pretty cool. I mean, he's acting nice to us. That night in the casino with me and my wifey walking through, I see him coming, and I nudged her, and I said, that's the owner of the casino. And he's looking at me, and he's smiling, and he's coming. And I'm like, well, he recognizes me. And then he comes right up. He goes, how you doing, Marty? I'm like, maybe it is like, he is a fan. And I said, good, brother. I mean, up and down, you know how it goes. He goes, yeah, good job. He goes, you guys are going, I know you'll put on a hell of a show. We're at the craps table. He looks over at the what do you call him? The dealer, not the dealer, but the craps table guy. And he goes, give him a 500 marker. And then he shakes my hand and walks off. Now look at the guy, because I didn't know what that meant. I said, what's a 500 marker? He goes, well, basically, he just gave you $500. So I waited till he walked away, and I played one hand, and then took the rest of the money and ran.
That's right. We take from him. We take from the Donald.
No, actually, we did. We waited till we lost 100. Then we stopped.
Okay. Amazing, Marty. WrestleMania moments.
Yeah,
Marty Jannetty. Thanks for being on, Marty.
Thank you, guys.
Marty Jannetty, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Thank y'all. Love y'all. One more woofy.
Woofy. The whole crowd did the woofy.
All right, what do I do? Can I take this with me? Just walk. By the way, I know a lot of y'all. I ran out of pictures earlier, 8x10s back there, and animal, Road Warrior Animal. We ran out of pictures. We just got a bunch back. So all y'all didn't get to get them. We're right there in that middle table.
He's hanging out. Marty Jannetty, ladies and gentlemen.
I love you guys. Love y'all.
All right. Just walk down the stairs right to your table. Or you could be our bodyguard. You could be the Mr. Hughes of the art of wrestling if you wish to be. I don't hate it. All right, coming up to the ring next. Introducing to the ring next. Please welcome Mr. Ken Anderson. There he is. There you go. It's a hard one to follow.
Thank you. Oh, sorry, I stepped on your shoe.
Thanks very much. Hey, Kenny.
How you doing?
I'm great. You know Marty.
How you doing, Ken?
How you doing, Marty?
All right.
Good to see you.
Let's
Thanks
hear
for
about
having
the
me.
time you took on the Big Boss Man on Akeem.
I missed it.
Oh, it was a hell of a Jannetty story.
Oh, I've totally missed it. Sorry.
That's okay. Hey, you got a school now.
Yeah.
And I hear you're really good at training. You and Mr.
I try
Hughes.
I try to be.
Mr. Hughes has a school also. where he churns out every independent wrestling star.
He trained Sam Shaw.
Yeah. He's just like churning out independent wrestling stars. It's kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah, I love it. When you see A.R. Fox, you think of Mr. Hughes. That's crazy.
Yeah, I opened up a wrestling school 3-4 months ago with Sean Davari. And it's in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And we got about 60 students right now and all different skill levels. We've got people that, never stepped foot in a wrestling ring before they came to our school. And we've got people that have been working for 1 to 2 years and they just wanted polishing. Did you cover everything?
Did you see, like, being you're pretty young in your wrestling career. Like, did you see... you're not that young in your wrestling career, but... Did you see becoming...
I'm 41.
So. Yeah, did you see becoming a coach at this time and, like, looking back at it?
I remember when I first started out thinking, I want to do that someday. I have always enjoyed that aspect of... I was a personal trainer. That was my gig when I was trying to make it in the wrestling business because the hours were so flexible. But I always enjoyed kind of coaching people and helping them out. So it's something that I wanted to do. I just didn't know when I was going to do it. And Davari was coming back to Minnesota, and, I wasn't with TNA anymore, and WWE's not beating my door down. So I thought, let's give this a shot.
Nice.
So
we're here at WrestleMania weekend, I guess. You got some moments that you cherish?
I have one moment in particular that that's really special to me. And so CM Punk and I were on, I believe it was like his second show, and it was our second show, or it was my second show for sure.
Your second WrestleMania?
My second wrestling show ever. It was an independent show in Wisconsin.
Okay.
So this is sorry, I'm going way back to the beginning. So it was my second show, and it was very early in his wrestling career also. We were on the same show. We didn't really even talk to each other. He was wrestling as the Goon, I think, right? The pantyhose on his head. So fast forward to WrestleMania 23, the ladder match, the last spot of the match in Ford Field in front of 83,000 people and millions of people around the world was the two of us, trading punches. And then I finally hit him with one, knocked him off the ladder, and I grabbed the briefcase. And I remember we came up there and we were trading punches, and he goes, "Hey, man." And I said, "Hey, how you doing?" As we're like throwing punches back and forth, and he's like, "We've come a long way since Whitewater, Wisconsin, don't you think?" And it was like really kind of a cool, surreal moment. And then I punched him, and he bumped off the ladder, and I grabbed the thing.
At first, were you like, "What are you doing? It's WrestleMania."
No, because that's the best part sometimes of what we do is being able to pop each other in the ring, make each other laugh, and just.
Are guys doing that way more because there's like 90,000 people and it's not like anyone can see what you're saying or doing anyways?
Yeah, we do it in front of 50 people. We might as well do it in front of that many people, right? There was another moment that I had with Hornswoggle that wasn't even intended. It was kind of like that, but I hit him with the Finley roll off the ladder, and I wanted to make sure that he was okay, so he kind of took it and then he rolled over to the apron. And I remember I kind of rolled over there and I got close to him. I was like, "Hey, man, you okay?" And he goes, "Yeah, buddy, I'm doing fine. How are you?"
It's one of those things you hear when you guys do wrestle in those giant stadiums where there's no ceiling, so the sound just kind of escapes. And I've heard multiple people say they're wrestling and they're feeling like, "Oh, the crowd's not into this at all," but you just can't hear it. What is that like when you're at WrestleMania?
Yeah.
There's thousands upon thousands of fans. You're going crazy on a ladder, and you're going, they don't care at all.
Yeah, I was less nervous for WrestleMania for some reason than I was for some shows that I've done in front of 100 people. And I remember going out to the arena, and like I said, there's 83-ish thousand people there, and I'm wrestling in the ring, and I'm looking around, I'm going, this just looks like a big, sold-out, maybe 10,000-seat arena. It doesn't look crazy. It doesn't look like 80,000 people. And then I wrestled, and I went upstairs into the luxury box where they had all the family members, and I saw like this tiny little ring in this giant sea of people, and that's when it hit me like, wow, that was crazy. But in the moment, it didn't seem like as crazy as you'd think. And yes, those big arenas, it sucks sometimes because even if the fans are super rabid and going crazy, you don't hear any of it. And it's hard because that's what we do. We feed off a crowd emotion.
Here at WrestleCon, and we have a sea of our favorites. Anyone that you've just you've seen here today, and you're like, look at you.
Yeah, anyone to bring you back to a kid or something like that, seeing somebody here?
Everybody, you know, like this is always a big family reunion for us.
Dude, I saw Tito Santana, and I like started blushing a
Did
little
you?
bit. Yeah, that LJN figure. I just want to ask him to get up and pose like that LJN figure. It's just something about me. I don't know.
I remember, I don't know. I always say that I'm still a wrestling fan. I'm such a wrestling fan that I decided to shave my legs and wear tights and baby oil.
Right.
You know, like
Sure.
we're fans.
Wrestling it
Right.
was.
Yeah. That's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
What part of the class is that where you go, all right, guys, you've gotten pretty far. You're getting booked on shows. Now I'm going to teach you how to shave
How
your
to
legs
shave your bag.
and put on oil.
That's what,
Well, I was in the movie where I shaved your
that's
your
right.
partner's back
Yeah.
and butt.
And his butt.
Yeah.
And his butt.
I'd
He's
like
a
to-
very hairy animal.
What's the weirdest questions that these guys have asked in class? Has there been anything like, do I have to shave?
No, but like, you know, it's just sometimes I'll open up the floor and say, hey, are there any questions? And you expect like some business related question or how do I become a better wrestler? And like, what was the Undertaker really like in person? Like,
Do you have to answer that?
I do. I
Mark
feel
was a
like,
nice guy. He loved Sarah. Like that's what you
don't get your wife's name tattooed on your neck, folks. Don't do a bad decision.
if we've learned anything. Great. And then now you're doing the school.
Yep.
You're doing a lot of international work.
Yeah, I think I wrestle internationally more than I wrestle in the U.S. Like,
Yeah.
I train at my wrestling school, and I wrestle in England and Scotland and Australia and Mexico, and you know.
What's the biggest difference, I guess, from starting out on that independent scene? You know, you and I, we kind of started out in the same scene, and then going to there, and then coming back to those kind of shows.
I think there aren't a lot of. Maybe we were just really terrible.
Okay.
But I don't know. Like maybe we were, but like I feel like the talent is much more scattered than it was. Like back when we were doing shows, there was like so many good, like you, Punk, Ace Steel, Danny Dominion, like all these guys on shows all at once. Like everybody on the card was solid.
Yeah.
And now it seems like you go to a wrestling show and there's one or two people that really stand out in my head. Like that guy could do it. That guy could. What the frick was that guy thinking? You know,
Right. But I think, to be honest, and I've had this thought myself, I think it's just we don't realize when we started, 99 for me,
99.
Yeah, 99 for both of us, is now almost 20 years later that there's so many more people who have gotten into wrestling. So I think it's like there's only X amount of people in our scene, in our community as independent wrestlers.
Yeah.
And now the community of the whole thing
has gotten bigger.
times 10, I think.
These are the people who were little kids when Austin was the man, and they're like, I'm going to do that. You know, those kids are now the people on TV.
It's also there's way more wrestling schools today than there were.
Ugh, they're just
They're not
popping up
that good.
everywhere, right?
They're not that good.
Just popping up everywhere. Ugh, these wrestling schools. I'm just kidding.
Damn it. Everybody trying to make a buck.
Yeah, you hear those old stories of like Hulk Hogan, like I met a guy, and then he's like, come to this thing, and I break my leg, and come
Right.
back in a year with your leg not broken, then maybe I'll train you. It's a little different now.
And that's one thing that Dara, Sean Davari, and I decided that we weren't going to do.
No breaking legs.
Is that old beat the schnot out of them
Right.
mentality. Can I swear on here?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah. You know, like back in the day, they used to beat the shit out of guys in camp, make them squat until they puke 5 days in a row, and most of them would just, see ya, I don't want to do this. And then a few of them would stick around. We decided that we didn't want to. Just because somebody can't do 1,000 squats 5 days in a row doesn't make them necessarily a bad wrestler. Like, do you think Mick Foley ever did 1,000 squats 5 days in a row?
No.
And if
I'll
somebody
answer
had
that, no.
beat him up and beat him into submission, we wouldn't have had that.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So,
Where are you at on the internet?
we are at theacademyprowrestling.com, and we've got a Facebook page. Is that right? Theacademyprowrestling.com? Yeah.
And where are you at on the internet?
I am I'm on Twitter and Instagram. My Twitter is Mr. Mr. Ken Anderson, and my Instagram is Mr. spelled out Mister Ken Anderson.
Ken Anderson, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Thanks, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey guys, one last sponsor that I want to thank before we get back to the show, ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter, it's a search engine for finding and posting jobs. Hey, are you a place or a business or a thing or maybe even a wrestling company and you got to hire somebody? Great, use ZipRecruiter. Finding great talent can be tough. It's a big world out there. But with ZipRecruiter, you can post your job to 100 plus job sites with just one click. They've got the power and technology to then efficiently match the right people to your job. They do it better than anybody else. And unlike job sites, ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them. Over 80% of jobs posted on ZipRecruiter get a qualified candidate in just 24 hours. Don't juggle emails or calls to your office. Simply screen, rate, and manage candidates all in one place with ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use dashboard. Find out why ZipRecruiter has been used by businesses of all sizes to find the most qualified job candidates with immediate results. And right now, you, the Art of Wrestling listener, you can post a job on ZipRecruiter for free. Yes, free. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/first. That's ZipRecruiter.com/first. One more time, try it for free. ZipRecruiter.com/first. All right, let's head back to that show.
Hey, we got another guest. How
Yeah,
are we doing so far? We
I'm
doing all
good.
right?
I always like when you say, where are you at on the internet? I always think of like what websites they go on. You know, like, where are you at on the internet? I was at Pornhub earlier today, but
I like Marty Jannetty's going at like I think funcats.com.
oh man.
He's watching cat YouTube videos like for an hour, right?
Or he's just like, yeah, man, I've heard of that internet, but I ain't got it yet, but I want to check it out, man. I think it's going to be fun. I've heard some things.
Let's bring up a man who's fun on the internet also, Ethan Carter III, EC3.
Yeah.
They love you.
Marty, how are you?
I'm good. Your muscles are ripping out of your shirt.
I like to wear tight clothes. Hey, did you notice the guy in the leather jacket that was asleep during the Ken Anderson interview? He's awake now. Now he's mad at me.
Where's he at? Let's point him
He's
out.
Wave there. He can't. Yep, there he is. I understand it's a very busy weekend. Take a quick snooze. I get it.
I get it.
But let's lighten it up. Let's do this. Let's talk.
Let's talk wrestling.
Awesome.
What are you doing now? Yeah.
Wait.
Are you sleeping?
Waiting to die. That's what I'm doing right now.
That's what you're doing.
Yeah, that's it.
Is it that bad?
No, it's pretty good. Wrestling's cool.
Is your name going to be Ethan Anthem III?
I am Ethan Anthem III, and I'm raised by two owls in the wilderness of Canada.
You're going to come out with the glove and the owl. You'll put your hand up and the owl will come land on
Did
you.
see, like the Cena sketch on SNL with was it Majesto the owl, but just like puked and shit on him instead? I thought that was hilarious. So that's my life.
Wait, but you were like, so on Twitter, I took like an owl shot, and I wouldn't expect anybody in the company, like company dudes, to take owl shots, but you couldn't resist, huh?
I can't resist. I'm completely desensitized to any sort of good decorum. I will just say what I feel like saying.
I mean, when a joke arises, I feel you have to acknowledge it.
You are not self-aware, and you are neglecting an opportunity that the fans realize if you don't take a shot at the joke, right?
Right.
So, I mean, it was in jest. It wasn't even a shot. I like owls. I took a selfie with a giant real owl. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Where did you find a giant real owl?
They brought it to TV.
Jeff Jarrett's like, this is going to help with morale. I brought a big owl.
Well, they brought the owl, and he got like a video ID shoot, and he's in the opening package. I do have heat with the owl because I'm the company man. I'm the top man there. The last shot is not of me, but it is of the owl in our intro video. So we're probably going to blow it off at Slammiversary, me versus the owl.
Now they did. I swear they did a contest to name that owl, right?
They did.
Did we name that owl?
I believe they pushed it back because they couldn't come up with any suggestions besides Rebby and Dixie.
Right. Rixie? Demi? I think we put it in the middle.
Hey.
No. Okay.
Shot.
So, we're here at WrestleMania. I did have a WrestleMania match. I wrestled Hawk at WrestleMania 13. Everybody knows that. Solid victory for me. So you were within the system for a little bit, and I was in the system, and I also did extra work. And if you go back, I was a paparazzi for Molina for the last time they were in Orlando. I was a druid a couple of times. Did you ever sneak in there?
Not as a druid, not as paparazzi. In fact, the one WrestleMania I did attend, I was like on the D-list access guys.
Nice.
Because everyone was already at WrestleMania that was on the show. So it was like me and I think maybe like a Jacob Novak was there, or maybe Cable Jones was there. No, myself and Maxine were there, but yeah, it was cool. I mean,
Did you access matches?
no, they only had the new crop of NXT guys work matches. So we were the old guard of the horrible internet NXT that they hated. So no,
No.
I just stood there in a suit with curly hair, just waiting to die.
I see a theme coming here.
I'm kidding. I'm very positive and happy.
You were in this weird that NXT season that kind of never ended.
Yes, NXT Redemption.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it got kind of cool and good. And
I feel like years from now, people will look back and be like, no, that was the good stuff.
It was like a bizarre retro kind of high school drama.
It really was. Like, you guys
comedy.
were in your own universe.
Yeah.
And you would do this amazing stuff backstage, which I'm sure they had no idea.
No clue.
The hilarious stuff you were doing, or the stuff with you and Daniel Bryan that you were doing with the Bellas.
Not a fucking idea.
I would like to just have, like, they explain it to Vince, like, yeah, he's great. He's Derek Bateman. He wears these USA Zubas, and he's just got this fro, and he...
No, well, Vince did actually notice Derek Bateman, and that's how the World's Strongest Scent Mark Henry cologne commercial came about. Because Vince had an idea to do, like, Mr. McMahon, SNL-style skits. And he was like, well, that guy thinks he's kind of funny.
Because he watched SNL once.
Yeah.
Right?
There's a show every Saturday. It's amazing. It's live, like us.
They're our competition. I had to watch them.
Lorne Michaels is Vince McMahon, I hear, too. But...
Which, the comparison's been said a lot, yeah.
So they asked me to come up with ideas for, like, SNL-style skits. One of them was a cologne based on Mark Henry's sweat, a la Sex Panther from Anchorman. It was wrote up pretty sweet. It was very funny. I was like, I'm going to be a huge star, because it ended with, like, Todd Phillips puking on me. But Vince was so obsessed with it, he actually wrote the one we did on TV, and I was never on TV again.
Sorry to laugh.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
It all worked out.
Right. What other skit ideas did you have?
I don't remember. Dude, my brain shot.
Right, okay.
What did I have?
Well, then if
I got one. Yeah, it was Daniel Bryan and myself, buddy cop comedy trailer called Good Cop, Rad Cop.
Nice.
Yeah, so.
Which one were you?
I was the Rad Cop.
I see it.
think, yeah.
I see it.
Yeah.
With this outfit. Where'd you get your suits from?
I had this custom made.
Yeah.
From an Italian tailor in India.
That doesn't sound right.
It wasn't right, but it was made for me. And, yeah.
Are you one of these guys, like you hear about the Von Erichs in World Class, like it would play in, like, Israel, they were these giant stars, with Impact airing all over the world. Like, are you like a god in India?
Yes. I'm a deity. A deity?
Deity.
Yeah.
A deity in India.
So if you walk down the street, people are going to be like, oh, my God,
Yeah,
it's EC3.
It's very weird because in America, I'm completely neglected any sort of attention by any of you people. Not one of you came to my table. Yeah, I'm looking at you, guy in the hat. No, I'm kidding. It's cool. But yeah, far more. Hi, Gail. How are you? This looks good.
So you're in India, you've got the owl, you're walking down the street,
Yeah, in
people
India,
lose their minds?
I have an owl on my shoulder. I have a tight-ass suit on.
Do you do any weird, like, TV appearances? Like, I remember Vader was in Kuwait and had to beat up a guy on their morning show. Do you have any weird...
I did one commercial with Mala Balhi Shira and Rebel where we did a dance, and then we never did the shows. So, that was cool.
Cool.
Just waiting to die.
Waiting. Okay, and then also, so TNA is coming back with a new regime.
Yep.
And a new... good Lord.
What?
Warlord is causing havoc over there.
How's the Warlord still as scary as ever?
Destroy us all.
So we're hoping for a new change, right?
Yeah. I mean, there'll be some good, there'll be some bad. Whatever. I'm there. It's cool.
All right.
I'm still the best guy there. No, it's cool. Refreshing. New production. New stuff to see. New opportunities for new talent. I don't care about anyone else but myself. So I'm very well taken care of. That's all that matters to me.
Perfect.
So it's pretty exciting times.
Where are you at on the internet, bud?
XNX. Is that the one?
X-Hamster?
Yeah.
Sure.
Where am
X
I?
video.
At the real EC3.
Okay.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I think I have a website I've never checked.
Perfect.
Man, tell me about it. Who's up next?
We can't announce it.
Oh, that's cool. That's a good one.
It's a good one.
I'm sad I missed the first guy.
Say hi to Aunt Dixie for us.
Okay.
EC3, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, buddy. Perfect.
He said, I'm just going to go work out a whole bunch.
All right. And we have one last guest who I'm excited for. Marty was also very excited
Very excited.
for. He is one half of the tag team Crime Time. Yeah, one half, Shad. You did not get invited. I meant they are the tag team Crime Time.
Whoa.
Shad Gaspard and JTG? Question mark? There's a microphone over there. Nothing but love. Nothing but love.
I'm gonna sit right here.
Oh man.
All right.
These are going to be the tough questions.
Yeah. Now we're finally going to get to hear that story about how Colt Cabana was almost the third member of Crime Time.
Chapter 2. Last time I was in Florida, it didn't end well with somebody.
When does this get unawkward?
What's up, Colt, man? What's the word?
How you doing? Don't neglect my friend Marty over here.
I'm the one who reads books here, so you're going to want me in on this. Colt doesn't.
I don't read, but JTG wrote a series of books. First, Shad, were you okay with him writing these tell-all books?
I mean, he really didn't tell all because there's a lot out there. There's like
They could be 5 books, but I only got down to 2. I left some stories out.
Honestly, the things that he told in the books, I mean, those things, the statute of limitations have run out. So there's so much more. Hey, there's that one night that Marty Jannetty.
Hey,
I'm gonna leave it out of there, Marty. I'm gonna leave it out of there.
So what did he leave out of the book, buddy?
So book 3. Nah, you know what it was. Like, honestly, like, people are like, oh, Jay, aren't you mad at Shad for everything he did? And he's like, no, man, I had a time in my life on the road where I got to be with one of my closest friends, get in trouble, and not really get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember one time I had hit somebody, like, hard in the mouth, and they were bleeding. And we had to walk in the office, and Johnny was standing over me and Jay, and he's looking at us, and I'm like, oh, man, I'm in trouble because I stiffed the guy.
I got in trouble for it.
Yeah, I stiffed the guy hard, but, like, the reason I stiffed him was, like, Johnny's like, yelling. He was like, why'd you hit him? I'll go, well, they smacked Jay. He goes, this is your fault for not defending yourself. And I was like, yeah, your fault. You know?
And there's a lot of that.
Can't defend yourself, buddy?
Hey.
No, you know what it was? I'll tell you right now. What it was is this. Like, you know me for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't take no shit. If you want to throw a punch, if you're man enough to throw a punch, you're man enough to take a punch. And in this business, there are a lot of. I'm stopping that microphone.
He's gonna beat the shit out of me.
No, but in this business, you have a lot of bullies, and they try to go to pick on. Jay broke into business. We were on the road. I was 25. Jay was 21. You know what I'm saying? So him being a 21-year-old kid who's a fan of the business who came in.
Walking on eggshells is an understatement.
Exactly. And so when we were in our matches, he'll take the heat. And sometimes guys would take liberties with him during the heat. I would watch the match. If somebody took liberties with him during the heat, I gave it to them in the comeback. I didn't care. And, you know, they would get mad at him for not defending himself enough and mad at me for, like.
Well, what would you do for Shad?
I did a lot of stuff for Shad. I got Shad out of a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me this.
No, I'm not good.
Tell me some. Come on, he's a big mouth, right?
ahead.
Which I've known you for a long time.
I'm not a big mouth. You know me. I just don't like bullies, and I'm not going to censor myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're honest.
Yeah.
You're an honest guy. Like, I remember we talked, and they were like, oh, Colt, you need to lose this much weight. And you were like, but then what? And they were like, what do you mean? Well, you want me to lose 20, 30 pounds, but then what?
First of all, no one ever told me to lose weight. I would have lost that in a second if it meant for a better Scotty Goldman run. I'll be honest.
No, remember we talked about a general was like about playing football or some shit like that.
Okay.
Yeah. And you were like, okay.
Yeah, I'll still be the worst football player on the team. It won't matter.
I like with JTG's book, some of these stories, they seem like they were straight out of like Curb Your Enthusiasm or something, where as you're reading it, you're going, oh God, don't tell me to do that. It'd be like, and then this happened, and you're like, oh God. And you guys all talked about it before, just like walking through that locker room, it just seemed like a landmine, and everything you do, you're like, oh God, I made him mad, so I better go over here. Oh, now I made him mad. Oh, now I pissed him off. I mean, that's got to be the weirdest thing, going to work every day, just being like, all right, who am I going to make it awkward with and piss off today?
Oh my God, you have to have that thick skin going into this business. Anybody here who wants to be a professional wrestler, the locker room is a shark tank, all right? So that's the first thing you have to know when you're going in.
Put that microphone up to your mouth there, Jay.
Oh, you like
And
right
did
here?
you get anybody who, after you wrote the book, they were like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I didn't think I was mean to you?
Yes.
Yes.
They called me. I was at home, and Shad said, oh, somebody wants to talk to you. And I get this, hey, man, I thought we were cool. What's the problem? I was like, who is this? Should I say the name?
It was Big
Please.
Show.
Big Show called me like, what's going on? I thought we were cool. You, my brother, I took care of you. I let you get all your shit in our match. She was like, you did? I do love you. I just had to tell the truth. What the fuck?
Yeah.
No,
Well, what was the empowerment behind it? Just the idea that you were gone and like it was that crazy, like you were there for like 4 extra years and you were just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna start saying stuff.
No, I just felt like I wanted to get the story. I didn't want to pull any. I didn't want to pull any punches. I just wanted to keep it real. I think the stories that get over more and fans could like relate with are the ones that you just keep it real.
Yeah, but there's something in your heart that's like, I really feel that these need to be out there.
Yeah. Well, friends and family made me write the book. I had no ambitions on being an author.
Because what? Because you had been talking to them throughout your. They had
Yeah, I
known
was telling
the
them stories
frustration.
about what's going on the road. It wasn't so much frustration. Like when I wrote the book, and you read it, I'm not really bitter.
Right.
I'm just I'm telling my story from my perspective, and the whole book is comedy. I didn't come from any type of bitter perspective. I just kept it real. And then
But you know what the weird thing is? Is like I always hear fans, they talk about, even like any of us, if we say anything negative about WWE or wrestling in general, they're like, oh, you guys are bitter.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, this really happened. This is what I went through. It's like, you know, we came into the business like anybody else as fans. And we didn't know what we were coming into. And then once you go through the meat grinder a couple of times, you get tired of going through that same goddamn meat grinder. And it's not that you're bitter, it's just that it's a bitter taste that the business has. You're just reinterpreting it to individuals who've never tasted it. You know what I mean?
And now you're a vegetarian. Now that you're a big Hollywood
Hell
actor
yeah.
too. Old Hollywood over here is a vegan, right?
Now, knowing what you guys know right now, I know it's easy to hear like another veteran say, oh, do this, do that. But if you could go back in time to right before the day before you guys go up to the main roster, what would you have told yourself? What advice after going through it?
that's a good question. Never got that asked before. That's a good question. What would I change?
I'm very good at my job.
If I would have changed, I would have 2 books. I don't know. I would keep everything the same.
You're right. You wouldn't have.
Honestly, I don't think I would have changed anything, man. I had fun.
Are any of you guys from Brooklyn?
I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from Nostrand.
Flatbush in the house.
Yeah, I'm from Nostrand between J and K.
All right.
It's not a gimmick.
Where we're from. All right? Nobody's from Queens over here.
Just making
New
sure.
Jersey.
And who sang that music?
Huh?
Who sang that?
We have no idea. I
We
always
have
wanted
no
to know who
idea.
sung our theme
We
song.
met the rapper one time who sang it at an autograph signing, and we was like, yeah, I do your intro music. And I was like, cool. I didn't like it when I first heard it.
You didn't like it?
No, the first time we heard it, we were like, eh. Then it grew on us, and the fans loved it.
I remember the first time we heard it, we came by the ring, Vince was like, come on the ring. He's like, all right, got your music, hold on. Goes the headset, he's like, play the music, play it. And he started playing, and he goes, yo, 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 yo. And Vince goes, huh? And then they're playing it, and they're like, he's like, they're bringing it. And Vince, he does his same move.
Oh no. This is shit.
I'm like, stop it. Hey, he's like, what do you think? I was like,
We love it.
fucking gold, boss.
Yeah.
It's fucking gold.
That's
Bring
what
that shit.
I said. The same thing about Scotty Goldman. You love it? Oh, I love it. Can't wait to be.
We call it generic song number 34.
Yeah. It was like anthem number 7 or something. Where you get? Is that on the internet? Where you at? Social media and everything.
Oh, social media. I'll go first. JTG 1284. That's my Twitter. Instagram is JTG 121084. If anybody's guessing what the 121084 is, my birthday, so give me a shout out. You can find, you can get my audiobook, you can get my book on Amazon, Audible, iTunes, Google Play. Get the book. The first and the second one, you're going to love it if you're a wrestling fan, or even if you want to get into the business. First one is about heat. The second one is about how to play the game.
Third one is about how did I ever get this far.
And Shad, where you at, bud?
Hold on, let me see. So my Instagram is Shad Beast, Shad13 at Twitter or Instagram, or you can get me on bookcameo.com.
I'm not flexing.
Look, see? Oh, it is Colt Cabana, bookcameo.com.
Hi there.
There you go. If you can't, find me on there. See, got to hold the microphone so that
All right.
the interweb can hear
Crime
it.
time, ladies and gentlemen.
Chill.
Thanks, buddy. There it is. All right. Thank you very much, guys, for coming to the Art of Wrestling. Let's give a big round of applause to our guests. I'll name them out. Pete Gass, Marty Jannetty, Ken Anderson, Mr. Hughes, EC3, JTG, and Shad Gaspard. Let's give a round of applause for Marty DeRosa over here for seconding me.
And how about you give it up for Colt Cabana?
Hey. Marty, where you at on the internet?
At Marty DeRosa on Twitter, and Marty and Sarah Love Wrestling is my podcast.
I want to give a couple of thanks to WrestleCon for having us. Thanks to the podcast movement again. They will be in Anaheim. It's a conference about podcasting, August 25th to the 27th. And I'm going to go back to my apartment right now, and I'm going to insert some plugs and
Upcoming events.
Thank you very much, Colt, over there at WrestleCon. ColtMerch.com and DigitalColt.com, the best ways that you can support. Twitter and Instagram at Colt Cabana, Facebook /AOW Podcast, also /Colt Cabana. My storytelling podcast, Pro Wrestling Fringe, plus past archives of the show. They're ad-free, and they're available on howl.fm/Colt. Use the code COLT, get yourself a free month. ColtWrestling@gmail.com is my very public email. Maybe you're a promoter, want to put me on your upcoming show or convention. I have a YouTube channel. I put a lot of stuff up on YouTube. Please check that out. I think it's youtube.com/Colt Cabana Wrestling. And ColtCabana.com is my website. I got a P.O. box. I got some letters. Thank you for that. I'll thank you next week. We have some sponsors that we like to thank. Highspots.com, hundreds of full-length titles available to download, a VOD service where you can watch PWG and $5 wrestling and much more. AMA knee pads, gear, masks, wrestling ring. OneHourTees.com, they help run Pro Wrestling. Crate.com, they help run Pro Wrestling Tees.com. That's the place where you can support your favorite independent wrestler directly. And thanks to tweakedaudio.com/Colt, the earbuds that I use get over 30% off and free shipping just because you listen to this show. Upcoming, if you're listening tonight, Thursday, May 25th, Berwyn, Illinois, AAWrestling.com. Friday and Saturday, May 26th and 27th, Cleveland, Ohio, AIWrestling.com. Saturday before the live show, we're doing a free podcast. Look on my Twitter for that information. Friday, June 2nd, Seattle, Washington, Facebook /321 Battle. I'm also doing a seminar the night before, June 1st. Saturday, June 3rd, Sunday, June 4th, Chicago and St. Louis area, respectively, ROHWrestling.com. Saturday, June 10th, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, IWCWrestling.com. Sunday, June 11th, Old Forge, PA, Powerbomb.tv, Australia. June 16th, 17th, 18th, 23rd, 24th, Brisbane, Sydney, Perth, Melbourne, Adelaide, houseofhardcore.net. July 8th and 9th, Newport and Cardiff, Wales, tinyurl.com/Comedy Wrestling Newport and Comedy Wrestling Cardiff for each of those shows. And August 4th through the 27th, every single night at 10:20 p.m., the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, where Brendan Burns and I watch bad wrestling. edfringe.com to get tickets. That's all I got over here. Back to you on the stage.
Wow, those were some great plugs.
Oh, man, I can't wait. I'm going to go to every one of those shows.
Go to those shows.
Money is no object for that.
They were amazing. I did a great job, and you get the idea. That is the show for this week. Hey, this has been The Art of Wrestling. For Colt Cabana, I'm Colt Cabana. Thanks. I'm going to come on the stage, and you guys are all going to cheer because we're starting a live podcast, and you're going to have the time of your life.
Hear that? He's gonna come on the stage.
Are there any kids in here today? They're not paying attention.
It's 3 o'clock. It's so late in the afternoon for kids to be out.